Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Neuron announces $3.5 million seed round to build the next generation of deep-in edge infrastructure. It's getting interesting, guys. So, found this post by Neuron. You should be familiar with the name. I've covered these guys a few times, and the reason why I've covered them is because they're pretty much a big deal from what I can see. And yeah, they've got 3.5 million in seed funding, so this is again like what I tell you guys, when you've got these kind of networks that are getting this kind of money, to me it tells you that, you know, the people who are dealing with these guys, and that they did a conference not long ago when they were talking about launching a project, and they had like the governments involved and councils and stuff. So like we're not talking about anything small time here, we're talking about a big deal. And so looking at this, them getting this 3.5 million in seed funding, while it's great to see, I'm not surprised because, you know, from what I've covered of them and from what I've seen, they look like they're going to be a big deal in the future. I mean, they're already doing big things, and I will cover some of the things, you know, just through this article. I'm not going to read everything, but yeah, it looks to me like these guys are going to be big in the future. So let's get into it then. So the subheading is Building the Future of Decentralized Trust for Deep-in Services on Layer 1 Networks. So, yeah, the things that I've been kind of showing you guys, what they've been doing is like centers, stuff like that. They've been doing a lot of like centers for, I think it was the Royal Mail and also the NHS. They've been doing like testing on, and this is the kind of thing where it's like, one, obviously with Royal Mail it's more like about delivery, that kind of stuff. And with NHS it was about trying to deliver things from like one place to another. So they was using like drone technology, with deep-in being the map that they would use to make sure that the coast is clear for the drones to have clear headway to basically get over to like basically from overseas. So imagine, let's just say there's people working on, let's just say like an oil rig or something like that, right? Overseas. And there's a problem. Let's just say something happens to one of the employees there, and they need some kind of medical aid, right? And they can say, well, we haven't got this here, right? Well, they can use this drone technology to try and, you know, send the drone over to the oil rig and basically drop off the package, right? Drop off the package, and it will have the medical aid in there. And so they would use this technology to make sure, you know, looking at the map, there's just like a safe passage for this drone to be able to drop off the medical equipment that they need, or, you know, the medical aid, whatever it is that they need. And so, you know, when you're looking at this kind of thing, I said, like on a small scale, we're talking, you know, like drones and stuff like that. But like on a bigger scale, we could be talking about like air traffic control, right? Like planes daily and that kind of thing. So, you know, when you're talking about it like scaling, like that's the kind of stuff we could be talking about here. So I really think these guys have a lot of potential. So let's get into them and just show you just a thing that they've been saying about them. Neuron, the world's first edge-based deep-in services infrastructure, has launched a 3.5 million seed funding round, positioning itself as a vital player in the rapidly growing decentralized physical infrastructure networks (in brackets deep-in) space. Neuron's early traction, 150k in revenue, a sold-out beta program, and 6 major SaaS integrations demonstrates the immediate need for this technology in the market. So this is what I mean. Like, look at what they've done so early on in such a short space of time, and look at what they just said, like at the end. It demonstrates the immediate need for this technology. So this is what I'm saying. Like, these guys are like making it in leaps and bounds, and it's because this is what this technology can bring. Like, this is what people are going to want in the future. Like, this is what they want now. Like, you're seeing, when you see like better, you want better, right? Like, for example, let's just talk about the internet now. You know, if you think about us having like 5G on our phones, 4G, if we had to go back to like 3G or like GPRS, we wouldn't be happy, right? Like, you wouldn't have seen better. That's what you want, and that's the kind of standard that you start living by. So when they're showing you like these kind of things that they can now do with this technology, yeah, they want to adopt it as soon as possible, because it's like, well, why would we stick on this outdated stuff that's nowhere near as good when we can start getting this stuff implemented and get ourselves moved over to this new technology as soon as possible, right? So of course this is why this is taking off so well, because they're good at what they do. First and foremost, Neuron are very good at what they do, and this is the kind of stuff that they want for the future, so they want it as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm really not that surprised about this, to be honest with you. But like, I'm just showing you the kind of stuff that they're being able to provide. So just a bit deeper into this, Neuron is empowering a new era in deepin where individuals and businesses can run services independently on their own relationships with their customers. In today's landscape, centralized platforms dominate service delivery. Examples include Flight Radar 24, Uber, and Fiverr. Users rely on intermediaries that control their data, access, and customers, often providing unfavorable terms of use, opaque operating practices, and high commissions on each transaction. Yeah, completely agree. And then this is why I say, like, you know, one of the main things that attract people to crypto in general is decentralization, right? Like taking out the middleman. That's the kind of stuff that they like. You know, the fact that you don't necessarily have to have all your business out there. Like, yes, your information is about on the blockchain, but if nobody knows who owns the wallet, for example, then they don't know who that is. So yes, they can monitor activity, but if you don't know who that person is, you don't know this is this person's wallet, well, all you're just seeing is transactions, right? You don't exactly know whose transactions they are. So this is the kind of stuff that people really like about crypto. And so, yes, this kind of stuff, like taking out the middleman, being a bit more transparent in terms of, you know, like, you know, where your information is being utilized and stuff like that, and how it's being utilized. Because this is another thing that's a problem at the moment in terms of data, right? Our data is being, you know, sold on a regular basis. And, you know, you've probably heard that saying where if you have an app that's free, basically you are the product. And the reason why that is because they take your data of what you're doing with the app, like anything that they can see, any kind of habits they pick up, and then they sell that data to third parties, and then those third parties pick up the habits of what you're into and stuff and try and sell you ads that will be relevant to what you like, right? So this is the kind of thing, the way this works. And so, you know, this kind of stuff, like making it more decentralized, is obviously a huge bonus of what people want. So I'm going to just quickly go a bit further deeper into this to show you just some of the things that they can provide here with their services. Neuron's ability to accelerate real-world utility on Layer 1 networks come from some of Neuron's core features. 1. Deepin Explorer allows customers to find deepin services across any Layer 1 network. 2. P2P connectivity allows customers to stream high bandwidth real-time data with minimal latency and the highest levels of availability. 3. Customer guarantees ensures that customers can obtain refunds in the case that a service provider fails to deliver a service. 4. Service level agreements ensures that customers have clarity on what they are buying and when a service is not meeting that quality threshold. 5. Cross-chain deployments allows developers to deploy services cross-chain, reducing risks and increasing service availability for customers. And so, as you can see, a lot of these things is starting to put these companies and businesses to account, right? So, for example, if you've got like a company where you've brought a product from them, with this kind of technology, this is the kind of stuff where like you can see exactly where that product is. So like a company, they can't make excuses anymore. So let's just say, for example, you know, they said that they was going to have a package delivered to you that you paid for within 3 days, and it's been a week and you've not heard anything. You can't like be a thing now where you phone them up and they can say, oh, you know, we're really sorry. We've had a bit of an issue with the supplier and stuff like that, and we're waiting. No, like you'll be able to actually look at the actual package and see exactly where it is. So if it is actually the company that's just being slack and then they're not just doing their job effectively, well, you can see that. So at this point, there's no like, you know, no excuses to hide behind and things like that. You can hold them to account. And this is why I'll be honest with you, for some of these companies, as much as this is great in terms of, you know, like what we can benefit from it, they're not always going to like it, right? Because it's better because everybody's going to go to this, because once it's available, that's just the way it is. They are going to go to it. But it's one of those things where for these companies now, they've got to hold themselves to a higher standard, right? Because there's no excuses and no hiding behind things anymore. So like they will have to make sure that they're, you know, really, you know, doing what they say they do, that kind of thing. And I'll be honest with you, at the same time, even for customers who try and take the company for a ride. So, for example, they might have had a package delivered and then they turn around and say, hey, I didn't receive the package. Well, they'll be able to see that data as well. So, you know, they'll know if you're lying. Like, they'll be able to look and say, well, we can clearly see the package is at your address. Like, we can literally see that. So it works both ways. There's benefits on both ends, right? And just one other thing I'll just show you just in regards to this company, just some of the things that they've provided, because I think this is something that's going to be really good. Here we go. Progress and roadmap. Neuron has made significant strides with the platform, achieving the following key milestones. Launched Neuron MVP on Hedera testnet. Use case 1, aviation beta program sold out within 2 hours. Very impressive. Use case 2, GNSS, initial POC and integrations in progress. Generated 150k plus of revenue. 50 plus live services and 6 SaaS integrations. Great stuff to see. Out of the box integration with world's leading flight tracking center. Incredible. I think I covered that before where I showed you that they'd done a post of them putting up a new center for a flight tracking center at I think it was at an airport if I remember rightly. Won the contract with the UK Council to deploy centers across the city. As you can tell, big deal. Project blueprint, customer demo with 100 plus people. Okay, so this is what I mean, guys. Like, look at that. That's impressive. And this is still the early stages of this company. And they've just got 3.5 million in extra funding. I can only see them continuing to do big things. You know, like the people that they're involved with, as you can see, they've got a contract with the UK Council. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not talking small things here. We're talking very big things. And they've worked with the NHS and the Royal Mail as well. So, you know, like, these are huge companies. And, you know, if they're all using this technology powered by Hedera, you know, like, you can already tell what this is going to mean. So, great stuff to see here. I hope they continue to, you know, make the kind of progress that they are making, because right now they're having that like snowball effect where they're just picking up a lot of steam. So hopefully that continues, but I'll definitely keep an eye on these guys. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm just expecting big things from them. So this is really great to see. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell. Take care.